ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bobcats Gymnasium. In the second varsity game in tonight's BBB basketball doubleheader, where we have the visiting Huron Tigers. Taking on our own Brookings Bobcats. This contest is being conducted by the administration of Brookings High School under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. We encourage you to support your team in a positive manner while pursuing victory with honor. Sportsmanship is all about respecting the game, each other, and yourselves. So please enjoy the game and support these student athletes while modeling good sportsmanship. The national anthem was played prior to the girls' game, so let's keep the starting lineups for the boys. First, for the Tigers. At guard, number 10, 6'2" senior, Joyce White. At guard, number 22, 5'10" senior, Colby Holker. At guard, number 24, 6' senior, Jonathan Peterson. Number 30, 6'9" junior, Blake Owen. And at guard number 32, 6'5", sophomore, Anderson Miller. The Tigers are coached by Tim Buckland, assisted by Jim Noyes, Spencer Staley, Trey Henderson, and Brett Anderson. And now for your Bobcats, first the cheerleaders, Anya White, Chloe Barber, Karen Kurtbach, Kate Struck, Katie Marshall, Lucy Simmonsbach, Logan Regal, and Diana McClement. The Bobcat cheerleaders head coach is Hannah Simmonsbach. And now before we meet the Bobcat starters, once again through the generous organization and sponsorship of the Brookings Basketball Association, here are tonight's future Bobcats. First up for the future Bobcats, we have Maverick and Warren Anderson. Maverick is a first grader from Dakota Prairie. He loves the Lakers and Blueberries, and he hopes to be a police officer someday. But for now, we'll just have to get used to a police calling 911 because he gets so many shields during the game. Next up, let's see a first grader from the Jerry Elliott, the King, Carl. Elliott watches the football and plans to be a baseball player in the future. He loves dishing out assists from his point guard position almost as much as he loves dishing out and downing a plate of spaghetti. And now here are the starters for the Bobcats. At guard number 2, 6'2" junior, Joey Miller. At guard number 3, 6'2" junior, Willie McMurray. At guard number 4, 5'10" senior, Jonathan Miller. At guard number 5, 6'2" junior, Chase Power. And at forward number 11, 5'10" Bobcats are coached by Mike McCarty. Assisted by Jared Hustler, Joe Richardson.
6'4", Nolan Stawley, a junior as well, so this is a big team. And of course, Elwine is the focal point of their team. He can score from anywhere, he can get to the bucket, just a smart, good all-around player. And the Bobcats will be going left to right from our vantage point here in the newly dedicated, just tonight here, Dallas Cole press box inside Brookings High School, Bob Jostad Gym. 6'5" junior Bergen Tetzloff jumping up against the 6'9" senior Blake Elwine. The tip is controlled, tipped around, now controlled by the Bobcats. They'll have the first possession of the ball game. And out top it is Kaler. Kaler dribbles to the right wing. Gets a pick and dribbles to the left side. Goes in the corner for McCarty, who lost it off of his hand out of bounds. Just took his eye off the ball, and a turnover for Brookings. So Anderson Porsche did not score in that first game, by the way, in Huron, which is abnormal. He is a good player. We've got a pass inside. It's lost out of bounds. Last one to possibly get a hand on it was Jonathan Peterson. And Anderson Porsche averages just over 9 points per game, but I imagine that will come up this year. He is a smart, good player as well. Just a sophomore. Last year he was good. It was like he'd already been there for 3 years. Left wing, it is Jones Hunter, dribbles, goes in the backcourt for Bauer. Bauer dribbles to the wing, gives off for McCarty, who dribbles to the elbow, kicks it in the backcourt for Kaler, who almost lost it, and regains possession. Left wing pass, Bauer. He's going to look in, bounces it into Tetzloff. Tetzloff in the lane, goes back door for Bauer, but it goes off his shin, kind of short hopped him off the shin and out of bounds. Back over to Huron. So both teams turning the ball over. I don't think anybody's got a shot up yet.
No, just kind of throwing it here, throwing it there, throwing it out of bounds.
Orish in the lane, lost it on the way up off the side of the backboard, and Bauer comes away with it. I'm not sure that counts as a shot. It may technically. Kind of lost it. Loose ball. Kaler comes across the timeline, dribbles to the wing, gets a pick. Looks inside, nothing there. Now he bounces into the backcourt for Hunnemer. Hunnemer goes in the corner for Bauer. Bauer going to hoist and left it short off the rim. Rebound tapped out into the backcourt and now grabbed by Peterson, who dribbles it up to the other end. Ball fake, takes it up, and nice move. Lays it in off the window with his left hand. Does Jonathan Peterson. And it's 2-0 Huron. Taylor bringing it across the timeline against pressure from Colby Hofer in the starting lineup because Colton McNeil has an ankle. Left elbow dribble, McCarty loses it, goes to Hunnemer in the backcourt. Jones, Hunnemer knocks one down from deep, about 23 feet to start the scoring for Brookings. He looked hot in warm-ups. See if he can continue that. Now in the backcourt it is Wenz. He goes for Elwine on the wing. Elwine working against Tetzloff. Step back three from the corner is going to rattle in for Elwine. Tough to guard when you're 6'9".
Yeah, I mean, when you're the tallest guy on the court between both rosters and you have a shot like Elwine, you can almost get any look you want, and if those are the shots that are going to fall, it could be a long night.
You can hit those. 5-3 Brookings in the corner. Hunnemer dribbles out onto the wing, picks it up, bounces or gives it into Tetzloff in the post. Tetzloff dribbles, spins, goes on the baseline, and the pass is errant and out of bounds as Hunnemer couldn't get his hand on it. The Bobcats having a hard time taking care of the ball here early. Sitting down going to be Wenz and Hofer into the game for the first time. Ty Kleinsasser and also number 23 Mason Jurgens. Jurgens was wide open in the lane and Elwine just found him back door. Bobcats just forgot or didn't realize he was on the floor, and it's an easy bucket, 7-3. McCarty brings the ball across the timeline, gets a pick. Goes left wing now for Tetzloff. Tetzloff goes right side. Hunnemer, another three. No good short. Rebound chased down by Tetzloff. Takes it up strong. Gets it to goal. Got the contact from Kleinsasser. No call. But Tetzloff shook it off and put it in. First bucket for Tetzloff. 7-5. Elwine deep. Three from the right wing off the backboard. Airballed. Rebounded by Kaler out to Hunnemer. Hunnemer into the front court. Gives to Tetzloff on the baseline. In the backcourt for Kaler. Kaler dribbles, goes top to Tita Bauer. Right wing pass, McCarty. McCarty ball fake, dribbles baseline, pulls up, gets the shot blocked by Elwine. Bauer chases it down in the corner to McCarty. Cross court pass, left wing to Kaler. Kaler through the lane to the right side. Shot no good strong on the rebound. Tipped out of bounds, last touched by Tetzloff. It'll go back over to Huron. A couple of looks for Brookings there. A block and a missed shot. Now Kleinsasser across the timeline. Going to start things off for Huron. Coming up on 4 minutes to play first quarter. 2-point lead for Huron. Dropped in the post now for Porsche. Dribbles and a turnaround shot in the lane. No good off the right side of the hoop. The rim rather. Rebound comes down to Hunnemer. Out ahead to McCarty. McCarty passes left wing for Kaler. Kaler bounces it in for Tetzloff. Guarded by Elwine. And a dribble. Spins, may have gotten away with a travel. Turnaround shot is going to go in the lane. from about 10 feet for Tetzloff. He's got 4 of the 7 points for the Bobcats. Tied up at 7. Elwine, top of the key, goes in the lane. Again, they left him wide open. That's the second time that a Tiger was left open, wide open in the lane, and it's been Juergens both times. He's got 4 easy points. 9-7 Huron. Kaler, left hash, dribbling. Goes in the corner for McCarty. Thought about the 3, dribbles. Goes to Tetzloff. It's actually out in the backcourt and chased down by Elwine, who's going to have a dunk at the other end. 2-hand flush for Elwine off the steal. And it's 11-7 Huron. I want to say thanks to Right Angle Construction for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Kaler dribbles it to the corner. Hands off for McCarty. McCarty dribbles now. And he goes in the corner for Kaler. To Tetzloff in the lane, takes it up, got the contact, no foul call. He kind of looked at the ref like, come on. But he gets the shot. He's got 6. And now it's tipped away from Elwine, almost stolen. Juergens comes up with it. He goes to Kleinsasser. And now he goes to the right side in the backcourt for Peterson. Peterson in the lane, and a fall away on the right baseline. No good. Rebounded by Brookings. Kaler almost loses it. Regains possession to Tetzloff. Now to Hunnemer. Hunnemer dribbles top of the key. Hands up. Hardy going to put up a deep 3. No good. Rebound is going to be tapped, and we're going to get a foul as Bauer is going to reach over the top of Porish. It's going to be the first foul of the ball game. Goes against Jace Bauer. Gavin Smith coming in, along with Drew Johnson. Sitting down, going to be McCarty and Kaler. Trace Wenz back in for Huron as well, and Kleinsasser sits down. 2-point lead for Huron. Elwine in the backcourt directing traffic. I want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall for being a sponsor. Right wing Wenz going to put up a deep 3, and not in the flow on the offense. Short, no good. Hunnemer grabs the miss, and he'll bring it up for Brookings. Almost lost it, kicks it around, now picks it up, keeps the dribble, and he's on the Bobcats' end on the right wing. Loses it again. Goes left side to Drew Johnson. In the corner for Smith. Smith looks inside. He's going to bounce it to Tetzloff. Tetzloff guarded by Carter Porish, the sophomore. Pivots in the lane. Now he got it shut off. Out on the right wing. 3 for Johnson is blocked by Wenz. Loose ball grabbed by Porish. Out ahead to Wenz for the easy bucket. Carter Porish, the 6'4", 8th grader, by the way. I called him a sophomore. He's an 8th grader.
Like you said, just the length of Huron. Everybody out there, or most of the guys out there right now, like you 6'5", just the shot blocks that they can do just throws you off as a shooter when you know they can pretty much contest any shot you might have.
We go to Smith on the right side of the backcourt. Smith drives, goes to right corner for Hunnemer. Hunnemer dribbles out on the wing. He goes left side in the backcourt for Johnson. Johnson dribbles to the wing, picks it up. Looks inside, nothing there. Goes in the corner for Smith, lobs it in for Bauer. Bauer turnaround shot, blocked by Wenz. The loose ball to Johnson in the corner. The shot is an air ball, and we'll get a turnover as the shot clock had expired as the shot missed. Huron's defense ratcheted up tight there on that possession. You heard the crowd kind of getting after it. They thought Drew Johnson was going to get a 5-second call in the backcourt, but he didn't have anybody near enough up to him to get a count. I still think they've got to get rid of the count since they put the shot clock in. I don't think you need the count if you're dribbling, like they got rid of it in college. I think you could do that in high school. It was just so you couldn't dribble for incessantly in the backcourt. Pass from Elwine to Carter Porish, the 8th grader, loses it out of bounds. And he says, my bad. So Porish, the older one, played last year as a freshman. His younger brother is an 8th grader getting time. And he's 6'4". Yikes. Smith brings it across the timeline. Bobcats trail by 4, crosses over, out top against Juergens, picks it up on the wing, pass in the backcourt for Johnson. Johnson faces up, dribbles, now gets a pick, and by the way in the game, Winston Plummer. Big 55, they go into Plummer, it's tipped away, now Elwine has to save it in, and grabbing it is Wenz out ahead to Carter Porish, up ahead to Colby Hofer, who misses the shot. Putback is no good for Carter Porish. Bobcats dodge a bullet there. Johnson on the other end in the corner. Bauer bounces it in for Plummer. Plummer double stolen away from behind by Carter Porish. Elwine up ahead now to Wenz. Wenz, top of the key, goes back door for Juergens, who almost had his 6th easy point. Rebound by Porish, and the clock is going to expire at the end of the first quarter before they can get another shot up. So the Bobcats dodging some bullets there late in that first quarter. Could have been down by more, but they're down by just 4 after 1. Start the second quarter. We'll be here on ball when we come back in 60 seconds. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. Out of the first quarter break, it'll be here on ball. They lead 13-9 over Brookings. Want to say thanks to Bo's Construction for being a sponsor of high school sports here. So 8 minutes up on the clock, and they get it in. Peterson gets it into Kleinsasser to start things off here. Kleinsasser dribbles to the right wing, goes to Wenz in the corner, looking for Elwine in the post, gets it to him. Turnaround shot, missed badly. Plummer with the rebound. And now Kaler goes up ahead for McCarty across the timeline. The older Porish is in there, Anderson. Smith goes left wing for Kaler. Kaler dribbles, gets a pick from Plummer. It's a good pick. Plummer's big fella. Great screens. Top of the key, Johnson. He'll dribble left side and hand off for Smith. Smith guarded by Wenz, stolen away by Wenz. He'll have a layup on the other end. Smith trying to catch up, can't do so. It'll be a steal and a bucket for Huron's Wenz, 15-9. 4 points for Wenz. Coming up on 7 to play here. Second quarter. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System for being a sponsor. Kaler picks it up in the backcourt. Pass right side for Johnson. Looks inside for Plummer. Nothing there. Top of the key to McCarty. McCarty dribbles to the elbow. Kicks it in the corner. Smith going to hoist a three. No good. Rebound. Can't be handled by Johnson. He loses it out of bounds. And it'll go back over to Huron. Need a sub here. As Tetzlaff back in for Winston Plummer. Getting quick minutes. May not be in the kind of shape he wants to be for basketball right now, wind-wise. Hasn't played for a while. I don't know how long a stretch we'll have him in there for tonight, but it's good to see him for sure. Elwine dribbles left wing. Has he dribble into the front court, all the way into the lane. Pass across the lane, stolen away by McCarty. Nice job staying home by McCarty and not being drawn to the ball. Drawn to the drive, rather. Right side, Kaler. Hounded by Kleinsasser. Goes on the wing for Johnson. Johnson top of the key for Smith. Smith goes to the elbow for Tetzlaff. Tetzlaff dribbles, picks it up, goes back door for Smith, who goes reverse layup as he got by Kleinsasser. Big bucket for the Bobcats, cuts it back to 4.
And again, they've done a pretty good job defensively, but it's the offense that hasn't really looked in sync. So nice job there to get a bucket to cut this lead to 4.
Porish got the drive cut off. He goes top of the key. A three is up and no good for Kleinsasser, and it goes high off the rim and hits the standard, and it will be Bobcats ball. Kleinsasser will sit down, and into the game for the first time, Logan Leyendecker, the 6'1 senior, number 14. In that first match away, Elwine was the big scorer. He had 21. Now we got a steal by Huron. It's Wenz on the other end, and Peterson goes high off the board. Missed it badly. I think he lost it. Bobcats have it back. McCarty down the left side of the lane. Jab steps, goes free throw line for Tetzlaff. He's going to pull up from 15. No good, and the rebound by Porish. Porish hounded by Bauer. Be hounded. He picks it up. He finally bounces it out to Peterson. He gets it across the timeline. Jones-Hunnemer set to check in at the next dead ball for Brookings. Peterson dribbles down the right side of the lane, kicks it in the corner. Three is up and no good. Strong off the rim, far side of the rim by Logan Leyendecker. Out of bounds, back over to Brookings. I want to say thanks to Kubota, Farmers Implement. Being a sponsor, we've got 5:23 to go here. Trace Wenz sits down. Back in is Mason Juergens. Kaler starting things off for Brookings. Dribbles to the right wing. He gets a pick from Hunnemer, dribbles to the top of the key. Left corner, McCarty going to hoist a quick three. Airballs it, chased down in the near corner. It's going to be tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Jonathan Peterson, says our referee. It'll stick with the Bobcats. 19 to shoot.
Correct call there, too.
He was right on top of it. I believe we had a good angle at that one as well. They should just consult us on
They
these.
should look up here on any close call. Wow.
I'll text you. You just give me your number. Steal by Elwine out ahead to Anderson Porsche, takes it up and lays it in as Tetzloff didn't want to pick up the foul. He just lets him score. It's the first bucket for Anderson Porsche against Brookings this season. He didn't score in that first game. 6-point lead for Huron. Pass in the corner stolen by Elwine. He's up the far side, rather. He gives it off for Juergens, who takes it up, gets a block by Kaler, and McCarty has it. Now McKayler brings it up. He presses it up right side for Bauer. In the backcourt to McCarty, who steps into a three on the right wing. No good. And the rebound grab by Juergens, who goes out ahead to Peterson, who misses the wide open layup. Just got himself caught awkwardly off the bounce and doesn't come away with a bucket. McCarty behind the back into the lane, takes it all the way up. And because Elwine was there, he tried to pass it, tipped away. Tetzloff comes up with a loose ball. He's in the lane, and his pass out in the near corner is going to be wide of the outstretched arms of McCarty. And it goes out of bounds, a turnover.
And like you talked about, just with the athleticism that Huron has, we saw right there from Bergen Tetzloff in most games, when he is one of the taller guys out there, he's going to get that and go up with it. But you had mentioned he saw Elwine standing there, and he kind of knew he didn't have a shot, and then the double team came, he had to try and kick it out, turnover. So that's just that presence of those 6'4", 6'5", 6'9" guys. It really affects guys down low.
Out on the floor, we'll take 30 of it with them. 17-11, Huron with the lead. Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. 17-11, Huron with the lead. We have got 4:12 to play here in this first half. I want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets, being a sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bauer, Johnson, Tetzloff, McCarty, and Hunnemer out of the timeout. It is Carter, Porsche, Anderson Porsche, Blake Elwine, Juergens, and Leyendecker out of the huddle for Huron. We have the first names of the older brothers. A lot of brothers on this Huron team. Juergens, left wing to Blake Elwine. His younger brother Miles on the bench. Top of the key, picks it up, goes left wing for Anderson Porsche. Anderson dribbles, goes to his brother in the corner. That is Carter Porsche. He dribbles into traffic, almost lost it, gets it out on the wing now for Leyendecker. Leyendecker pass right wing to Carter, 5 to shoot. Carter dribbles in the lane, Euro step, takes it all the way in, lays it in with the left hand as time expires. Bobcats did a good job for 34.5 seconds there. McCarty in the backcourt. The Bobcats trail by 8. Goes right side for Johnson. Johnson lobs it in for Bauer. Bauer, power dribble, takes it up and got it blocked by Elwine. Elwine lets him know about it as well. Bounces it into Carter Porsche, takes it up strong, left it short. He was trying to get it up and in over Hunnemer. Hunnemer brings it up to the other end now. Pass left wing from McCarty. Lobbed into Tetzloff. Left baseline. Double team. He's going to go in the backcourt, and it's chased down by Hunnemer. Saves it in. He goes to Bauer. Bauer is going to be fouled from behind as he was going up to fight for the ball. It's going to go on either Carter Porsche or Logan Leyendecker. It's going to go on Leyendecker. That'll be his first of the quarter for Huron. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services, being a sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Hunemer to inbound, near sideline, right in front of Huron's bench. Gets to Tetzloff, back to Hunemer. Goes top of the key to McCarty. To Tetzloff in the lane. He's going to dribble and goes right side for Bauer. Bauer gets a pick, dribbles to the left elbow down the left side of the lane. Pump fake, step through, and now he's going to put up a shot. No good, left it short, gets his own rebound. Putback is good, and Bauer will be fouled. It's going to go on Colby Hofer. Big bucket for the Bobcats, and it can be a three-point play as Bauer steps to the stripe. First bucket for Bauer. It's the first foul on Hofer. Bauer, an 82% free throw shooter on the year as well, and he knocks that one down. He averages just over 4 points per game. I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance for being a sponsor. Elwine dribbles to the baseline, goes in the backcourt. Top of the key, a three for Wenz. No good, it rolls off, and we've got a foul on the rebound, kind of away from the rebound, as Bauer is going to get tagged with knocking Anderson Porish to the floor. Bauer picks up his second early one here. Going to have to sit down here. Looks like Gavin Smith checking in. Colby Hofer checking out, and back in for Huron is Jonathan Peterson. Elwine to inbound. He gets it in the corner to Peterson. Out on the wing now for Kleinsasser. Dribbles, goes to Horace. Going to put up a 24-foot three. No good off the rim. Rebound grab by Hunemer. And the Bobcats are cut into this 5-point lead here. Hunemer dribbles all the way to the corner, hands off for Smith. Smith dribbles, top of the key, pass right wing. McCarty pump fakes, dribbles in the lane, 14-foot runner off the back of the rim and off the side of the rim, no good, rebounded by Porish. Out ahead to Kleinsasser. Left wing, loses it, regains it, goes to Wenz on the wing. Wenz crosses over down the left side of the lane, a runner, too strong off the board, and catches far rim, rebounded by McCarty. Out ahead to Hunemer. Left wing, gonna put up a three, yes! Hunemer's second three of the game, cuts it to two. Bobcats right back in it with 1:40 to play, second quarter. Hesitation dribble by Elwine down the left side of the lane. Shot is no good, tip back no good. Rebounded by Tetzloff, and he saves it in to Hunemer. Bobcats can tie or take the lead. Hunemer's pass is tipped by Elwine and grabbed by Kleinsasser. Elwine now has it, leaves it in the lane for Wenz for an easy bucket. More steals, or another steal leads to another easy bucket for Huron. They lead by 4. Smith across the timeline, leaves for Hunemer. Hunemer dribbles, it's in the corner, picks it up, bounces it in the lane for just outside the lane in the front court for Johnson. Back out to Hunemer. Hunemer dribbles to the top of the key, gives off for Tetzloff. Tetzloff in the lane, went to gather and lost the ball out of bounds. Back over to Huron.
And that's just where it's tough. Again, Bergen is used to having the size and strength advantage that he does. And, some of his other games, but it's just different. I think he still has the strength advantage over Elwine, but when Elwine has those 2-3 inches on him, he kind of knows all he has to do is go straight up, and Bergen really isn't going to be able to shoot over Elwine.
You can see that they're nervous when they get in the lane about Elwine. I want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson for being a sponsor. They give it to Porish right baseline. Jab step and a fall-away jumper, no good, rebounded by Kaler. Bobcats now trying to cut it to a 4-point lead, 45 seconds to play in the second quarter. I want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper for being a sponsor here. Kaler crosses over out top against Peterson, passes to Tetzloff, back out to Kaler. Kaler in the lane, spins, pulls up from 14, fall away goes. Nothing but net for Kaler. Looked a little frenetic, but the shot looked beautiful. I want to say thanks to Brookings School District for being a sponsor of high school sports here. 20 seconds to play in this first quarter. Elwine out top, gonna possibly hold for one here. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service for being a sponsor as well. Elwine directing traffic on the inside 10 to play. Gonna get a pick from the left side. He won't use it, gets one from the right now instead. Dribbles into the front court, Euro step, jab, power dribble, and the shot airmailed inside the right block at the buzzer. Low scoring, close game after one, playing kind of into Brookings' hands. 21-19, Huron with the lead at the break. We'll take 3 minutes here and we'll have your stats and thoughts on the first half when we come back during your halftime. 3 minutes and we'll be back. Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. A referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in South Dakota did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in South Dakota. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in South Dakota, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship. High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in South Dakota knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? South Dakota needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Being a teenager is tough.
There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do South Dakota's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare South Dakota's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost too is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local South Dakota high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting.
Sports Bar and Grill. Moments away from the start of the second half. Quick look at stats with Alec Johnson.
Yeah, for the Huron Tigers, they had 5 scores in the first half. It was Trace Wentz leading the way with 6. Jonathan Peterson had 2. Blake Elwine had 5. Emerson Porish had 4. And Mason Jerkins had 4. For the Bobcats, they also had 6 total scores. Jones Hunnemer has 6. Bergen Tetzloff has 6. Jonathan Kaler has 2. Jace Bauer has 3. Gavin Smith has 2. Biggest thing Brookings needs to do here in the second half, take care of the basketball. 13 first half turnovers to Huron's 3. But again, you're only down 2. Rebounding wise, you're out rebounding Huron 23 to 13. You've only got the free throw line once, but you've made your 1 free throw. 2 of 8 from 3, Huron 1 of 7. So again, shooting wise, it's the same. It's just those turnovers. Got to take care of the ball here in the second half.
And a lot of easy buckets for Huron in that first half. Backdoor cut on the pick and roll, and it was Kaler to McCarty for an easy bucket. The Bobcats tied up at 21s on their first possession of the second half. Beautiful play design there coming out of the break. And fortunate foul there as Elwine just kind of lost his footing and fell into Bergen Tetzloff, and he'll pick up the foul. Well, Bergen, just his first, going to do a job of not picking up a couple quick ones here. His foul trouble has been something he's had to avoid for the last couple seasons.
Only 4 fouls combined in the first half. So again, refs kind of letting them play physical. We saw in the first half. So like you had just mentioned, a good thing for Brookings not having guys in foul trouble.
Anderson Porsche had a good look on the inbound pass, couldn't put it in. The Bobcats come up with the ball and they can take the lead now. McCarty pump fakes, dribbles into the lane, takes it all the way to the bucket, and his runner goes. 4 quick points to start the half for Brody McCarty. And he has got 4. Those are his field goals, and he's got the Bobcats up by 2. And taking it to the hoop is Blake Elwine. And they're going to tag McCarty with that one. Luckily, Tetzloff avoided his second quick one, as I almost jinxed him by bringing it up on the previous possession. Elwine to the stripe. And the first one in and out, and no good. Elwine's got 5 points. That doesn't seem right, but that is right.
On the first, too.
Mm-hmm. He's a 76% free throw shooter, averages just over 20.5 points per game. Hits a second free throw. It's a 1-point game. Bobcats with a slim lead. Want to say thanks to Right Angle Construction for being a sponsor here. Kaler will bring it across the timeline for Brookings. Coming up on 7 to go, third quarter. Kaler, top of the key, picks it up 18 feet away, bounces it in the corner. McCarty has to chase it down and save it in, but he's going to step on the end line before he does. And the errant passes continue here early in the third quarter for the Bobcats.
And again, those have been a lot of their turnovers. We saw it too early on in that very first quarter, just poor passes at feet. It's just tough right there. We saw just an outstretched pass to McCarty. Those are the turnovers. You obviously don't want any of them, but especially when you have it on offense and you just throw it away and give it back to Huron.
Get it in the post to Porsche. He's double teamed. He gives it off for Juergens, who takes it up strong and no good off the backboard. Rebound tipped in the far corner. Shot clock is under 15 now. Peterson goes cross court to Juergens in the corner. Top of the key to Peterson. Peterson hands off to Elwine. Elwine dribbles in the lane. May have gotten away with a push-off. Turnaround jumper. Rolls around and goes for Elwine. He's got 8 now. A quick 3 here in the third quarter. So it is McCarty in the backcourt. Getting a pick. Crosses over. Goes baseline. Underneath the basket. All the way to the right wing. Goes cross court to Hunnemer. Left wing. 3. Deep one. No good. Air ball. And off the shoulder of Bauer, and bringing it out of there is Wens, who gets it out ahead to Elwine for a second two-hand flush of the ball game. He's at double digits now with 10. 5 points here in the third quarter already. And Kaler dribbles all the way down to the left block, goes out in the corner for Tetzloff, who dribbles in, goes out to McCarty. 3 is no good, but he's going to be fouled by Wens. And Wens kind of shrugging like that's a flop, but McCarty going to go to the line to shoot a couple, or 3 rather.
It's kind of when you know as a shooter, if you can tell, it might not go in, but if the defender is anywhere near you, it doesn't hurt to fall down. You're not going to get the call every time, but sometimes you will.
And I didn't see the play clearly enough to know if it was a legitimate foul or not, or legitimate fall, but the first free throw is good for McCarty. 50% free throw shooter on the year. He hits the first 2, averages just about 11.5 points per game as well. I want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall for being a sponsor of high school sports here. McCarty's free throw, third one, can tie it up at 26s. And does. Hit them all 3. 7 points now, all in the third quarter here for Brody McCarty. A couple field goals and 3 free throws. Right wing Elwine dribbles baseline, pulls up, 15-foot fall away, short, no good, and the rebound tap by Hunnemer. Now Kaler going to get fouled as he tried to dribble between 2 defenders. And it's going to go on Carter Porsche, the 8th grader, his first free throw. Just every time I say it, I feel like it can't be
He'll be
true.
saying his name a lot for the next 5 years.
No kidding. McCarty will bring it across for the Bobcats. A chance to take the lead here. We're tied up at 26 apiece. Get a pick and dribble to the left wing. Picks up the ball, goes top the key for Kaler. Kaler faces up, dribbles to the wing, picks it up, goes top the key for Hunnemer. Hunnemer dribbles, gives off for Tetzloff. Tetzloff dribbles to the free throw line, picks it up, left wing to Kaler. Kaler got himself caught in the air, goes left wing. Hunnemer for 3, no good. Rebound tracked down on the near sideline by Carter Porsche. And he goes over a double team to Juergens. Juergens across the timeline to Elwine. Corner for Carter Porish. And the shot in the lane, no good over Bauer. Too strong on the rebound. We're going to get a whistle. I think that's going to go on Carter Porish. That'll be his second. The Bobcats will have the ball. Third for Huron here in the third quarter. I want to say thanks to Bo's Construction, sponsor of high school sports here. And Kaler will bring it across the timeline. Hesitation dribble, gets by 2 defenders. Now it gets tipped away. We've got to fight for it. Several players on the floor, and it kicked around. Now Kaler ends up with it again to Bauer. Right side to McCarty. McCarty goes backdoor to Hunemer, who goes up and gets it blocked from behind. He didn't realize Juergens was right behind him, I don't believe. And it'll stay with the Bobcats underneath. They reset the shot clock. I'm not sure if they were supposed to.
No, they definitely weren't supposed to.
32 on the shot clock. So the Bobcats catch a break. In the corner, McCarty bounces it into Bauer against Juergens. Ball fake, takes it up strong, left it short, no good. And on the rebound, it's Juergens out ahead to Elwine, who loses it, can't chase it down. It'll go right back over to Brookings as play gets a little ragged here.
And here's, I think, what Brookings needs to slow it down offensively. They forced, again, a lot of turnovers here so far in the second half. You're tied at 26. Huron is very fast-paced. They love to push the ball. We've seen those fast break layups, a couple dunks. I think Brookings, offensively, they need to slow it down a little bit. If you can run some clock off, but again, try and get those good looks. You're in no hurry to get points out.
Been tied at 26 for quite a while now. Top of the key, Bauer goes left wing. Drew Johnson gonna hoist. No good. Weak side board grab by Anderson Porish. Out ahead now to Peterson. Peterson into the front court at the elbow. Kicks it right side for Elwine, who traveled. And he'll be tagged for that. And the turnover back over to Brookings. He knew it as soon as he did it. Yep. 3:53 to go in the third. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System for being a sponsor here. Bauer will inbound. He gets it into McCarty. He'll bring it up against Peterson. Crosses at center court. Crosses over and gets it stolen away by Peterson. Peterson dribbles it up into the lane, and the layup goes as McCarty tried to swipe it away from behind. 28-26 Huron. 4 points now for Peterson. McCarty on the lane, goes top of the key for Bauer. He'll swing it left side. Peterson down in the corner for Tetzlaff. Tetzlaff, not a threat to shoot. Pass in the backcourt. Tipped and now taken away by Juergens. Uses it off for Elwine. Takes it up for his third flush of the game. Two-hander. And all of a sudden, the Huron Tigers are up 4. We've got a timeout on the floor. And it's taken by the Brookings Bobcats as Coach McCarty senses the momentum shift. 60-second timeout. We'll take 30 seconds of it with them. 30-26. Huron leads with 3:18 to go in the third quarter. Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. I want to say thanks to Kubota Farmers Implement for being a sponsor here. 30-26 the score. Huron scores a couple quick baskets. The most recent, a two-hand flush, the third one of the night for Blake Elwine. And they take a 4-point lead. Coach McCarty, sensing the momentum shift, wanted to talk some things over. McCarty had a step on his defender, loses the ball though, and coming out of there with it is Wenz. Wenz leaves for Peterson. Peterson underneath, goes reverse layup, and gets it to go. And all of a sudden, the Huron Tigers up 6 and are rolling. And that crowd noise you mentioned, they're here in force. Left corner, Hunemer dribbles, 17-footer, left wing, gets it to go, big bucket for the Bobcats. Hunemer is shooting well tonight. He's got 8, 2 threes in that one. 4 rebounds as well. Right wing, Elwine dribbles into the lane, going to take it up and gets it to go off the glass as he took it up and laid it in over the outstretched arm of Bergen Tetzlaff. 6-point game, 2:20 to go, third quarter. McCarty crosses the timeline. He goes to Hunemer. Swings it left wing to Johnson. Gets a pick from Tetzlaff. Johnson dribbles. Goes right side for McCarty. On the wing. Now back left corner for Johnson. He goes in for Tetzlaff. And stepping in front of it is Elwine. He goes out ahead to Peterson. Peterson can't catch up to it. It's kind of an awkward pass low when he couldn't go down and get it, and then it was out too far out in front of him to save. It'll be a turnover right back to the Bobcats, so they dodge a bullet there. So full court pressure. As Smith will get it inbounds to Johnson. Drew Johnson will bring it up against Peterson. Crosses over, brings it across the center court line. Left side to Hunemer. Runner in the lane, high over Carter Porish. No good. Rebound saved in by Hunemer. And saved in on the near sideline by Huron. Tetzlaff has it. He gets it in to Hunemer, who's going to be fouled as he takes it up. Wenz picks up his second. He doesn't like the call, but he'll get tagged with it. It's the fourth for Huron here in the third quarter. That one on the shot, though. So to the line goes Jones Hunemer, leading scorer on the night for Brookings with 8 points. Trying to cut into a 6-point lead. First free throw is good. And now with another free throw, he can move it to double digits. The first one for Brookings to do so. Carter Porish checks in, or rather Anderson Porish checks in for Carter Porish. Kleinsasser checks in for Wenz. Winston Plummer checks in for the Bobcats. McCarty sits down. Hunemer's free throw, second one no good. Plummer almost comes up with a rebound, but there to grab it is Juergens to Anderson Porish out ahead to Elwine. Elwine guarded by Tetzlaff, gives off to Porish, who takes it right into the lane. He drives right into Winston Plummer, which is what you don't want to do. He grabbed onto the ball and he was about to rip some arms off. They get the whistle, the arrow in favor of Huron. He takes up the entire lane. Wenz takes it in the lane. A runner's going to go as he got a good look from about 6 feet over the outstretched arm of Hunemer. 7-point lead for Huron. Johnson brings it up for Brookings. Guarded by Peterson, hounded in the backcourt. Johnson loses the ball, and now it's on the floor. He and Peterson are fighting for it. I think we're going to go to the arrow. And it'll go to Brookings. Huron crowd's not going to appreciate that. They thought that Peterson, or Johnson rather, wrapped his arms around Peterson. Well, it goes over to Brookings. 1:06 to go in the third quarter. I want to say thanks to Kubota Farmers Implement for being a sponsor of high school sports. Inbounds to Bauer. 20 to shoot. Crosses over against Peterson. Dribbles to the free throw line. We're going to get a foul on Peterson, who's being over aggressive after going to the floor on the previous play and being upset about the no foul call. So that'll be the first foul on Peterson. But they're in the bonus, so to the line for a couple goes Jace Bauer. He's got 3 points on the night, 6 rebounds as well. First free throw is good for Jace Bauer. 82% free throw shooter. In that first matchup, Bauer had 7 points in Huron. He's got 6 tonight. He can have 7 with a second free throw. And he misses it. No good. Anderson Porish with the rebound. Out to Elwine. Up ahead to Juergens. Juergens drops it in the lane for Kleinsasser, who's in amongst the trees. Kicks it out to Wenz, who's wide open from 3. Airballs it, and it goes back the other way. 48.4 to play in the third quarter. Brookings crowd letting him know about that one. So full court pressure as the Bobcats set to inbound. Smith gets it in to Kaler. Kaler will bring it across the timeline. Guarded out top by Juergens. Dribbling in the circle. He's got the count. He's got to make sure he gets rid of the ball. Crosses over left wing to McCarty. McCarty in the lane. He's going to be double teamed, gets the ball tipped away, goes to Smith. Smith dribbles down the left side of the lane, tried to scoop it to Plummer, right back at him, out to McCarty, in the corner to Smith. Smith back out to McCarty. McCarty dribbling, goes right side for Kaler. Kaler goes top of the key, gets a pick from Plummer, he chooses not to use it. Down the right side of the lane, pulls up from 14, and no good. Rebound fought for. Ooh, and we've got somebody came down on Elwine's right leg, and they're going to say the foul was on Elwine. It was before he came down on the leg, and the Huron crowd not going to like it. They called the foul before he landed on his leg, and so it's going to be Brookings' ball. Yeah, that's going to be bonus. So 2 more free throws for Jace Bauer coming up, trying to cut into a 6-point lead. He went 1 for 2 on his previous trip. And again, the whistle came before they came down, and then he landed on top of his leg. And they were both fighting for the ball. So they were just looking at the end of the play and being upset, which I get it, because he looked like he could have been badly hurt. 1 for 2 again. It's cut to a 5-point lead. Inside 10 to go in the third. Kleinsasser leaves in the backcourt for Anderson Porish. Top of the key to Elwine, who dribbles down the lane, gets it tipped away by Bauer. McCarty has it, going to let it fly from half court and off the right side of the backboard, well off the mark. But the Bobcats steal the ball and have a chance to cut into the lead at the end of the third quarter, but unable to do so. 5-point lead for Huron after 3, and it's getting a little contentious here inside Bob Jostad Gym with a 5-point lead for Huron. 60-second break. We'll be back with the fourth quarter next. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. It'll be Huron ball to start the fourth quarter. And I want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets for being a sponsor here. Huron with the ball and a 5-point lead as we start the fourth quarter. Jurgens dribbles to the left wing, hands off for Elwine, guarded by Tetzloff. He'll get a pick and dribble to the right elbow all the way into the lane, takes it up, and nice shot, nice bother on the shot by Tetzloff. No good on the shot, too strong. Rebound by Kaler, almost taken away by Elwine. Tetzloff comes up with it. He dribbles it up, goes in the corner for McCarty. Back to Tetzloff. Tetzloff leaves for Bauer. Bauer gives in the backcourt for Kaler. Kaler dribbles to the left side of the backcourt. Gets a pick, dribbles top of the key, and picks it up. He may have gotten away with a carry, and the Huron crowd is on the refs about that. Down in the baseline, out to Kaler from McCarty. Down in the corner to McCarty. He goes, and he passed it right to Anderson Porish. Not sure what he saw there. And Elwine now on the left wing on the other end. A deep three, may have gotten tipped by Tetzloff on the way up, but it's short off the rim. Kaler with the board. Bobcats have it back. Inside 7 to play. 5-point lead. Kaler dribbles in the backcourt, and he picks up the dribble. Goes left wing. McCarty left open from 3. Going to hoist. No good. Strong. Rebound tapped. And now grabbed by Tetzloff. Takes it up strong. He's going to be fouled. It's either going to go on Elwine or Wenz. We'll see who they tag with this one. It's going to go on Wenz. That'll be his third. That one on the shot. So to the line goes Bergen Tetzloff. 62% free throw shooter. Averages 11 points per game. And the first one. He had 11 points in that first game against Huron as well to match his jersey number. He's got 6 here tonight. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Second free throw is good for Tetzloff. Makes it a 4-point game. Bobcats have missed 3 of their last 6 free throws. He'd be a little closer. Peterson takes it down the left side of the lane, picks it up, goes out top of the key. Wenz left open. No good. Rebound is grabbed by Peterson. Peterson, turnaround shot on the putback. He gets it to go straight in. And that's going to go off the board from straight away as it got tipped on the way up, and he just had to kind of throw it up hard, and it went in somehow. That extends the lead to 6. Timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Been a close one throughout here, low scoring, but Bobcats are okay with that. 6:29 to go in the ball game, 38-32, Huron with the lead, and it will be Brookings' ball out of the timeout. I'm guessing the Tigers are setting up some sort of a full court press here. I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance for being a sponsor. So Huron, they've had lots of teams that have led to points. And a lot of easy ones, a lot of easy buckets off turnovers. Bobcats have done a good job minimizing those in the second half. Overall, had a few here and there, but not as bad as in the first half. Taylor receives the inbound pass. And they just kind of token pressure what Coach Budenhagen was setting up there in that timeout. Taylor maybe trapping in the backcourt. That's what they're looking to do. That's probably what he did. McCarty in the corner. Goes into Tetzloff. Tetzloff takes it in, and he lost it or got it tipped away on the way up. Coming away to the other end is Peterson. All the way into the lane, and he goes in the backcourt now for Elwine. Elwine, right wing, Peterson pump fakes, dribbles into the lane, turns around, and the shot is going to go off the board over Kaler for Peterson, and it's an 8-point lead. Bauer gets it in for Kaler. We'll look to see if they're still going to trap in the backcourt. Taylor dribbles near the bottom of the circle. Left wing pass for Tetzloff. Tetzloff dribbles, picks it up, and he's going to bounce it in the post for McCarty. McCarty dribbles, takes it up, and got it blocked by Anderson Porsche. Peterson comes away with it. All the way into the lane on the other end, lobs it up. The alley-oop dunk goes to Elwine. His 4th dunk of the game. He's got 16, and it's a 10-point lead, largest of the night for Huron. Jace Bauer jogging it across for Brookings rather. Man-to-man defense, picks it up, bounces it to Tetzloff at the free throw line. Tetzloff holds, now hands off for McCarty. In the corner for Kaler. Kaler gets a pick, dribbles on the wing, looking to get it into McCarty. We're going to get a foul on the entry pass. It's going to go on Kleinsasser. His first, 3rd of the quarter for Huron. Rather, 2nd of the quarter for Huron. We've got 5:03 to go here. I want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson for being a sponsor. Bauer to inbound. He's going to get it in the backcourt for Tetzloff. Tetzloff goes now to Kaler. 5 minutes to play. Kaler jab steps, dribbles to the elbow, kicks on the wing for McCarty. McCarty in the lane, runner is going to go high off the back of the rim. No good. Tetzloff on the offensive board. He'll be fouled on the gather and trying to go back up and put back. He'll have 2 free throws coming up. That's the 3rd of the quarter for Huron. That one went number 24, Jonathan Peterson, is 2nd. Tetzloff at the stripe. Free throw is good. Makes it a 9-point game. Gives Bergen Tetzloff 8 points. Jonathan Peterson sitting down to an ovation from his Huron crowd. Anderson Porsche sitting down. Sitting down for Brookings is McCarty. And back in Drew Johnson. Free throw for Tetzloff. He knocks them both down. 9 now for Tetzloff on the night. He and Jones Hunnemer are the leading scorers for Brookings. Bounce right baseline for Carter Porsche. He goes cross court left wing for Kleinsasser. Man-to-man defense. Right side for Porsche. He goes for Elwine. Elwine jab steps. And the 3 from the left wing is nothing but net for Elwine. He's got 19. Johnson goes across the timeline for Bauer. Bauer on the right wing. Holds now and gives for Hunnemer. Hunnemer dribbles, goes top of the key for Kaler. Kaler gets it to Johnson. Lobs it into Tetzloff. Tetzloff inside the left block. Goes out to Johnson. A 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound on the wing. Grabbed by Wenz. Wenz presses up left side for Elwine. Corner for Kleinsasser. Back to Elwine. Top of the key. A 3 for Hofer. No good. Strong. Rebounded by Carter Porsche. Dribbles. Spins. Puts it up and in off the board. First bucket of the night for Carter Porsche. And it's a 13-point lead, largest of the night. Hunnemer goes to Bauer. Bauer crosses the center court line. 3:40 to play here. Bobcats trail by 13. Bauer, left wing, spins to the free throw line, spins in the lane, and he's going to be fouled. I think it's going to go on Kleinsasser, and it will. That'll be his second. Fourth of the quarter for Huron. I want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Winston Plummer checking back in. Jace Bauer sits down. Jones Hunnemer sits down. And back in is McCarty. McCarty to inbound underneath his own bucket. Left side. He gets it in the backcourt for Drew Johnson. Johnson goes left wing for Kaler. Into Plummer. Plummer dribbles. Little turnaround jump hook. No good. Gets his own rebound. And he's going to go to the floor. And he'll have 2 free throws coming up. Winston Plummer a chance to get his first points of the night. And to cut into a 13-point lead with the clock stopped at 3:26 to play. So Plummer taking his first free throw of the season. That was his first shot of the season in the lane as well. See if Winston can knock down a couple of free throws here. First one is good. First point of the season for Winston Plummer. Mark it. Kaler sits down. Back in Gavin Smith for the Bobcats. Second free throw for Winston Plummer. Can cut it to 11, and it does. Off the back of the rim, high into the air, and back on through. Elwine now bringing it up for Huron. Saying, come get the ball, Kleinsasser. I don't want to pick from you. Back to Elwine on the wing. He's going to jab step, goes left wing, and Carter Porsche, a 3. That's a 2. They're going to say his foot was on the line, but it's a 13-point lead. His second quick field goal. 4 points on the night now for Carter Porsche. Crossover by McCarty into the lane. Bounces it in the corner. Gavin Smith left open. Airmails the 3. Rebounded by Carter Porsche. Gives off for Elwine. Elwine brings it up for Huron. Inside 3 to play now. Hesitation dribble, and into the front court. We're going to get a whistle on the drive. It's going to go on Tetzlaff. So Tetzlaff picks up his first of the quarter for Brookings. I want to start picking a couple up here. They want to foul down the stretch to be in the bonus, but they've got 3 to give. Right wing, Peterson is in the backcourt for Anderson Porsche. Left side to Juergens. In the lane for Elwine, who had an easy bucket on the backside of Tetzlaff. Tetzlaff went for the steal and couldn't come up with it. Inbound to Johnson, back to McCarty. 15-point lead, largest of the night. Inside 2.5 to go. McCarty brings it across the timeline, picks it up, goes top of the key. The backcourt, Smith. Smith in the lane, bounces it right side for Johnson. Now to McCarty, pulls up from 15. Jumper is going to be no good. Rebounded by Anderson Porsche. He'll jog it up for Huron. Pass left side in the backcourt for Juergens. He dribbles top of the key, pass right wing for Wenz to Elwine in the corner. Elwine dribbles baseline underneath the hoop, kicks it out on the wing. Lefty Juergens for 3, no good. Rebounded by McCarty. He'll bring it up for Brookings. Inside 2 to play now for the Bobcats. I want to say thanks to Brookings School District. Bobcats get a quick bucket, cut it to 13, and they call a quick timeout. And we've got 1:45 to go. Is that Hunnemer that scored that? McCarty scored that? Three players now for the Brookings Bobcats with 9 points. Jones, Hunnemer, Brody McCarty, and Bergen Tetzlaff. They trail by 13. Will be Huron ball out of the timeout. Bobcats falling back into a half-court defense. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service for being a sponsor here. Wenz will bring it across the timeline. Pass the left side of the backcourt on the hash for Anderson Porish, who dribbles and hands off for Juergens. Juergens hands off now for Peterson. He dribbles to the wing, gets a pick, and backs off. And dead ball now goes to Porish. Porish, pass left hash for Peterson, or Juergens rather, now to Elwine on the wing. Started by Tetzlaff. Elwine dribbles, 18-foot pull-up, no good short, rebounded by Bauer. Bauer now, going to dribble it up, passes all the way up for Hunemer, who can't come up with it. You just got to hold on to that, probably not even try to do that, didn't have numbers. But the ball goes back over to Huron. 1:06 to play, 13-point lead. Huron looking to just run some clock here and get away with a win. It would be their 6th of the season. And the Bobcats will still be searching for win number 1. Juergens in the backcourt, he goes for Peterson. Peterson dribbles into the lane all the way to the bucket, takes it up strong, couldn't get it to go, but he'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot a couple, as that was on the shot. Number 3, they say, Brody McCarty with the foul. That's his second. 47.3 ticks on the clock. We'll have a post game for you, give our thoughts, give some stats, and we'll pick our players of the game. Free throw is no good for Jonathan Peterson. They call him Bubba Peterson. 75% free throw shooter on the year. Averages just under 3.5 points per game. Wen sits down to applause from his Huron crowd that made the trip. And into the game is Logan Leyendecker again. Second free throw is good for Peterson. He has got 11. 14-point lead. McCarty picks it up to Bauer. Bauer now dribbles. We'll bring it across the timeline. Bauer crosses over. The wing now spins. Back to the elbow. Top of the key to Hunemer. Left wing McCarty. 3 is blocked by Leyendecker just into the game. Hunemer just trying to get McCarty just trying to get a quick shot up. Get some points on the board, but that's pretty much going to do it. I think they're going to dribble it out here. 52-38 is going to be the final as Blake Elwine dribbling the clock out here inside Bob Jostad Gym. 52-38 the final. So with the loss, the Bobcats fall to 0-8. With the win, the Huron Tigers improved to 6-3 on the season. We'll take a 4-minute break. We'll give our thoughts, post-game stats, and possibly get coach and some players maybe up here. We'll see what happens here in the post-game. Again, they get busy. Sometimes they can't always make it up here, but we'll pick our players of the game, have our thoughts and post-game stats when we come back as well. 4 minutes and we'll be back. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.